I'm Melissa Shanahan, and this is the Velocity Work Podcast, episode number 136. This podcast is for attorneys who are running their own firms. We explore tactics, tools, and stories related to pushing past simply lawyering well and into building a successful firm. Working in your firm and working on your business are two very different things. This podcast focuses on the latter. Hey everyone, Happy New Year. Happy 2022. I know this is the second episode that's airing of this year, but it's the first one that I'm recording. It's my first opportunity to be able to say Happy New Year to all of you listeners. You law firm owners are so special to me. You take up a lot of brain space in a really great way. My heart just pounds extra hard when I say Happy New Year to you because I see and I know the possibility for each of you. I know the potential for each of you. And it's up to you whether you capitalize on that or not, whether you fulfill that or not. And so this episode is really going to be about how you can take control where you can, how you can control the things that you have control over. And focusing there is going to be very important. You know, I don't get to work with each of you individually or personally, which, by the way, you can totally solve that by joining Mastery Group. It is affordable and it is dialed in so that you get really organized with your mind and your time and your plans and execution of those plans. There's accountability support. It's freaking amazing. So head on over there. That is the way that you can work with Velocity Work at this point. So head on over there, get yourself involved, and let's work together. Now listen, today's title of the podcast is called Don't Flake Out on Yourself. The reason I'm doing this right now is because it's amazing how fast we can flake out on ourselves towards the beginning of the year. And there are all kinds of reasons for it, and we will go into those reasons. But first, we're going to talk about why it's so important not to flake out on yourself. Reason number one, you have got dreams, and flaking out on yourself will keep your dreams as dreams. By not flaking out on yourself and doing what you said you were going to do, that is what turns your dreams into your reality. The second reason is that when you don't flake out on yourself, you become an example of what is possible for those around you. When you do flake out on yourself, you miss out on the opportunity to be an example of what is possible for those around you. Yeah, not only do you not create the reality that you would like to create, but then on top of that, you are literally robbing everyone else of seeing what's possible for themselves because they're watching you create your dreams and make your dreams a reality. For some people, that may seem like, well, it doesn't really matter about other people. But here's the deal. When you have kids, kids are watching constantly what you're doing, what you're creating. They model after you. And even if they don't have the cognitive ability to be able to put a sentence as we are talking about it to what they're observing, it still lands in a way and provides an impression for those people around you. So your children, your students, if you have students of any kind, your employees, your family members that are extended family, not even necessarily in your immediate family, but people are watching you. And whether you want to realize it or not, and it may not feel like they are, but the more you achieve your dreams, the more they watch. And the more that they watch and they pay attention to what you're doing, the more inspiring it is to them to not flake out on themselves and to be able to go after what they want to do. What's fascinating is that you're right. It's not about other people, right? It really is about what you want to create for yourself and what kind of life you want to have for yourself and what you want to do and how you want to live. And if you don't flake out on yourself, you get to create that reality. That was reason number one. But the second thing that happens, it's like a byproduct of turning your dreams into a reality, is the influence that it has on those around you. And I'm not saying every single person around you, but there will be those people that see you. And because of what you're doing, it inspires them to be and act in a different way, to show up in a different way, to believe in something that maybe they didn't have the courage to believe in before. Just you living out to the best of your ability towards lining up what it is that you want, that is the very thing that almost gives permission to other people to do it. You become an example of what is possible for those around you. Now, further, which is leaning into reason number 3, why you shouldn't flake out on yourself, is the impact that you have, the ripple effect from your success and whatever success looks like to you. But if you are trying to aim for something and you actually are successful with achieving that, if you ask yourself, who wins if I am successful at this? Who wins if the firm reaches this level of success? Whatever it is that you're aiming for, put it down on paper and ask yourself that question. Who wins if this success is met? The success that I defined. Who wins? And what happens is, if you really sit down to think about it, there's so many people that benefit from your success. And we do this exercise within Velocity work called the impact diagram, where this is where it really allows you to map out all the people and not just who, but how those people are affected, positively impacted by your success. And you start to see the ripple effect of you achieving your goals is powerful for the world around you. I'm not even talking about the immediate people around you, just the world around you. As an example, there are ways that your family wins if you are successful, and only you can define that. Maybe it's that you get to spend more time with them. You're more present with them. You are more relaxed and less stressed out around them. You are an example for them, right? Those kinds of things. Maybe you can afford to provide more opportunities. So there's things that go along with, there's ways that your family wins. Then you think about your team. How does your team win if the firm is successful or if you are successful? How do you think about your clients winning? How do your clients win? If your firm is able to be successful, how do your clients win? Now, I realized for a second that it seems like I'm crossing over between, because I was saying, don't flake out on yourself. So then now I'm sort of saying, well, yeah, if the firm reaches this level of success, you flaking out on yourself will hurt the firm's success. There's a direct correlation with how you show up and how your firm is and does and the success that it achieves. There's a direct correlation there. And the more you wake up to that, the better it is. So whether you're doing an impact diagram or what I'm sharing here about the impact of success with a personal goal or with a firm goal, it doesn't matter. The ripple effect still exists. And you can decide, as long as you answer that one question, who wins, and then give 3 bullets for how that person or group of people wins. Like, in what way are they winning because you've reached your success? Okay, so with the firm, I've already mentioned like clients, team members, family. You could put down you, like, how do you win if the firm wins? I'm sticking with the firm example here. The community wins. How does the community win if you are successful? If the firm is successful? Number one, you can give back, whether it's time, whether it's money. You have more bandwidth to give, more capacity to give if you're not struggling. If you are successful, you can give more. And if that's something that's important to you, then you have the ability to do that in a way that you can't when you're struggling or when you're not successful. So your success, there is this ripple effect of it. There is an impact of it that we often don't remember. And if you flake out on yourself, then what happens is you cut off the possibility of the impact of everything else happening. And I don't say that to create a lot of pressure. I say that just to wake you up to the truth of it. If you are successful, it is not just you that wins. There are so many people that are affected by your success in your own way, whether that means with your firm or with you personally. If you have a personal goal you're going after, and you're going to think about the impact diagram there. Another one that people don't think about a lot is vendors or contractors win if you are successful. And here's what I mean by that. If you think about building out office space, okay, that contractor that's doing that build out, and I know a lot of people are virtual now, but there's many of you who aren't, and you move into a different space or it's so outdated and you need to remodel it. That contractor, it means a lot to them that they are taking on your project. That ripple effect, it goes out to them, into that contractor's family. He's able to, that's a job for a project in his business. So that's a win for the contractor. There's many examples of vendors and contractors, web designers, coaches, programs, experts. So I think of Jay Henderson comes to mind. So I have a client that has recently used Jay Henderson. I probably have a few clients that use Jay Henderson, but one I've had in-depth conversations about. so impressed with Jay Henderson's, the services that he offers and the value that he provides. I will be hiring him for my company. I haven't talked to him yet. He doesn't know that yet, but I am going to. And on top of that, that same client is paying me. They're a private client. They're paying me. And I'm a vendor for them. I'm a coach that they pay to do a job, provide value, provide a service, and they do that. If they were struggling, then they would not be able to afford these things. Within the struggle, not only are you struggling for yourself, but it's also cutting off the rest of the world from opportunities to be able to serve you and then their families and then their people, et cetera, et cetera. So it really is a ripple effect. When you do not flake out on yourself and you are committed to whatever it is that you're aiming for, you will achieve that thing. And that is success. And when you reach success, the impact of it is so great and beyond what you can see just walking around day to day, not really thinking about it. When you sit down to think about the impact that that can have, it's mind-blowing. So the reasons are, number one, that you turned your dreams into a reality if you don't flake out on yourself. That's reason number one. Then beyond that, you become an example of what's possible for those around you. People are watching, and the more success you reach, the more they will watch, the more they will wake up, and you will have a positive influence on those around you. Whether you like that or care about that or not, it's the truth. And then further is the impact that you have on so many people around you that maybe they don't even know who you are, but the impact goes beyond your circle, your sphere. Who else wins? Not only are you an example of what's possible with your family and maybe some of your team, but there's other ways that they win if the firm is successful. And so knowing what those things are, mapping out who wins, my clients win, my team wins, I win, my family wins, the community wins, the vendors and contractors win, and this is how. And when you see how they win, you see that their sphere of influence beyond you, like 1 degree separation of you, wins because of your success. There is a ripple effect that happens in those worlds because of your success. When I think about coaching law firm owners and helping them dial things in and get to a place where they don't flake out on themselves, this is the kind of impact that they can have. And I know all of that when I'm talking to them. I know that them achieving their dreams, I'm super pumped for them, but what it means for their corner of the world and beyond, that is cool. Okay, so we just went through the reasons why you shouldn't flake out on yourself. Now I'm going to talk about the reasons why people usually do, and there aren't very many. The first reason is that it's too big. Whatever you set out was too vague, too big, too much of a pendulum swing in the other direction that it's going to create this flame up, flame out situation. And these are the people that you'll see fall off within 2 weeks, maybe less, of starting out. So that's one thing. So if that's you, I encourage you to think about how you can pare this down and chunk this down and start to work your way towards that and not just come out of the gates flying. Usually you'll flame up and flame out just as fast. The second thing is there isn't a plan. So with the too big thing, that's usually what it's sort of tied in with that. If it's too big and you don't have a plan so that you can execute step by step by step by step by step by step, and there's no plan on exactly how it's going to be integrated with your world, then that sets you up for failure. You will flake out on yourself because it's so hard for your brain to figure out next step because you didn't map it out. Your brain is so much easier to get on board if it can see the steps in front of it, if it can see how it fits in day to day, week to week, whatever makes sense, right? But if you don't have a plan, you can expect that the flame out part is going to happen. And then the third thing is the accountability. People don't have accountability towards where they want to go. Accountability is so huge and so helpful. This is not up for debate anymore, right? Like most of us, 99.99999% of us are not David Goggins, and accountability matters. Although I love David Goggins and I love his book, but that's the truth. And so without accountability for the execution phase, then naturally people will start to flake out on themselves. Now, you can train yourself through accountability to get better and better and better and better at showing up for yourself and not flaking out. Maybe you don't need as heavy of coaching over time, but coaching is extremely valuable and extremely important. Accountability as a service, I think, is extremely valuable and extremely important. And the last reason I'll state here is that people aren't in tune with why they're going after what they're going after. And if they don't have a hard enough why, then they will not have resilience. The whole idea is that if you have a really compelling reason for why you are going after the thing you're going after, I mean, it's like deep and it pings you hard, you know your why, then your commitment to it is so much stronger, which means that when you fail or fall on your face or skip a day or it gets hard and you don't feel like doing the thing, you will do it anyway. You will have resilience to that discomfort and the hard stuff, because of how hard you're committed to the thing that you want to do. And you're committed that hard because you are so connected to why it would make such a big difference for you and a big deal to you to actually make it to the goal. So not knowing your why, like you're not really understanding, like you're just shooting for a number to shoot for a number, you'll probably flake out or you won't pay attention to it. It just won't be a thing. Not that you won't hit it, but it's just not going to be a thing. If you are connected to the thing that you want, then it's much easier to make a plan to get there. A really good, well thought out, detailed plan. And then it's much easier when you have accountability to execute on that plan. So all these things matter when it comes to this idea of not flaking out on yourself, really showing up no matter what. And that is not easy when we're humans doing our thing, right? Like we are just trying to do our best in this world. I really encourage you to do whatever you need to do to make sure you don't flake out on yourself. Mastery Group is an excellent way to do this for yourself. And it's only for law firm owners. We focus, yes, on the business and the firm, but we also focus on you and how you are operating in your own world, your own life. It's really to tighten up the law firm owner and to get where you want to go. And if that means $1 million firm, that means $1 million firm. And on top of that, if that means to finally get healthy, those are the things that all of it you are taking into consideration, not just your firm. We do big things, not at the cost of you, right? So if any of this sounds interesting and you want help with the plan and you want help deciding what to aim for and you want help with accountability, just come and join us. Now, for those of you that doesn't feel like a good fit, listen, you have got what you need. This is good information and remind yourself of that. Don't flake out on yourself. You are worth it to actually go for your goals. You are worth it to put yourself ahead of certain things that usually win out that shouldn't win out. So what are you tired of tolerating? This whole podcast will help you get past that toleration point and get you out of a cycle where you've been spinning and creating the same results or just very incremental improvement over time. And you're ready to really make a shift. These are the things that matter, the stuff we've talked about here today. All right, everybody, have a wonderful week. I'll see you here next Tuesday. Hey there. If you enjoyed this podcast, I highly recommend you come and check out Mastery Group. It is where owner attorneys come together to study this material, apply it, and thus create really big results for their firm and for their life. So come on over, velocitywork.com/join to get more information and get started. Show notes from this episode can be found at velocitywork.com/podcast.